Donald Trump is now on a complete and total rampage and is sort of alluding to the fact that Jimmy Kimmel had better be worried about his job after Stephen Colbert's show was completely canceled by CBS. So here is Donald Trump putting out messages on Truth Social.
Truth Central.
Quote, the word is, and it's a strong word, that Jimmy Kimmel is next to go in the untalented late night sweepstakes. And shortly thereafter, Fallon will be gone. These are people with absolutely no talent who were paid millions of dollars for, in all cases, destroying what used to be great television. It's really good to see them go, and I hope I played a major part in it. Donald Trump has taken credit for the firing of Stephen Colbert. He is predicting the firing of Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon, and is saying openly that he believes and hopes that it will be at least partially his fault that they will be losing their media jobs. Trump also posted the following to Truth Social, quote, breaking news. We have just achieved a big and important win in our historic lawsuit against 60 Minutes, CBS, and Paramount. Just like ABC and George Slopadopoulos, CBS and its corporate owners knew that they defrauded the American people and were desperate to settle. Paramount, CBS, 60 Minutes have today paid $16 million in settlement. We anticipate receiving $20 million more from the new owners in advertising, PSAs, and similar programming for a total of over $36 million. This is another in a long line of victories over the fake news media, who we are holding to account for their widespread fraud and deceit. The Wall Street Journal, the failing New York Times, the Washington Post, etc. Blah, blah, blah. Their days are over. Make America great again. This sort of a statement from a president should not be met with the collective shrug that it's mostly been met with by the very legacy and corporate media that are now endangered by these sorts of lawsuits. When we look at what do authoritarians do, how do authoritarians and dictators assert control over their populations, over their countries, there's a lot of different ways. But one of the ways is control and influence over the media. Make media outlets afraid to report critically about what you're doing. Make people fear for their jobs and their livelihoods, although Stephen Colbert is going to be fine. He's wealthy now. But make all of the other people, right? Because there's 200 people that worked on that show who now are losing their jobs. Maybe some will get other jobs at CBS, who knows? Make people afraid to do real journalism. And so we have a disgusting and terrifying situation where a lot of this is met with a collective shrug, even though it really is a complete and total red alert moment. Now, I can't do anything about what's going on with corporate media. All I can do, as I've been talking about with other activists and creators and influencers, is just remind our audiences, one of the benefits of doing what we do is there are not 10 layers of executives and producers that need to be convinced that our show should continue in order for it to do so, right? There's no one you can call that can say, David, the show is canceled. Midas, the show is canceled. Brian Tyler Cohen, the show is canceled. That's the upside of doing what we do. At the same time, in order to really be uncancelable, we also need as much direct support from our audiences as possible. And so that's why I've been saying this really is the time to directly support the independent media outlets that you value. Doesn't have to be financially, right? Just subscribing to a YouTube channel or a Spotify feed or a Substack. It really, the larger our followings are, the more insulated we are from this sort of thing, and also the more noise we will be able to make if and potentially when it reaches one of us. Now, if you check out my Substack Live with Carlos Espina, if you check out my Substack Live with Aaron Parnas, actually is the one really I'm thinking of, there is a growing fear that one of us is going to be targeted. It's going to be a lawsuit. It's going to be something. It's going to require a legal fundraiser, a legal defense fund. It's just going to, because of if indeed we are on the opposite side of such a lawsuit. But in the interim, the best thing we can do is just support the shows we like and support the shows that we want to see stick around. But Trump is openly now saying he's going to try to get media people fired who are reporting and saying things or even making jokes on these late night shows that Trump doesn't like. Terrifying.